views and opinions expressed on the Big Llama Show are those of the host and guest. They do not reflect that of our sponsors, advertisers, or employers. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Shit, it's in the she ruckus. Deadbeat, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Wagon to the million, Louis V about that. Stacking paper limitless, what you know about that? I'm getting paper, seats in the club, hands up in the air. Wagon to the million, Louis V about that. Stacking paper limitless, what you know about that?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Big Llama Show. I'm the Big Llama. Thank you so much for joining us for the Sunday night live stream, live every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the Big Llama Show, the exclusive home on YouTube of the Big Llama Show. Let's get our show started, but we can't start without our co-host and producer extraordinaire. So welcome to the show, Blackout AD, our co-host, and Big Poppy Angie, our producer. Welcome to the show, boys.
What's going on?
Man, I don't know, man. Just excited tonight. Just excited to get this show on the road. I'm feeling some energy. I went to see Black Adam and want to talk about that a little bit. I know you didn't see it, but we're still going to talk about it. We'll do non-spoilery discussion. We'll do non-spoilery discussion on that. But before we get started, I just go around let's go down the chat, see how the chat's going. We got big homies up in here. He's already started early. Let's fucking go. Llama Nation, hashtag blackout. Let's go. We've got Nate's in the building. Nate said, let's go. All right, excellent. And then L Daddy. Who's L Daddy?
L.
Llama for you or drama for you?
What up, Al?
What's going on? What's going on? So how's everybody going, man? How you doing, AD? How things going?
Another week, man. Busy. We're doing a podcast this week in school, so been refining my podcast. I've actually done solo podcasts, which kind of was weird. Like I did one. I had to do one on like an actor, so I did it on Joaquin Phoenix, and yeah, it was kind of weird because it was like obviously nobody to bounce off of, and good learning experience. But other than that, trying to stream, getting ready for. I think the streams will make a big return once Modern Warfare drops. The campaign's been out, which we could probably talk about a little bit about that if you want later on.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm excited. I'm actually off the day it comes out, so you already know it's going to be a Modern Warfare release grind.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. And so when it comes out, you talking about the multiplayer, right?
Yeah,
the multiplayer
comes out next Friday, the 28th.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's gonna be fun. I'm actually excited for it. Been playing the campaign for it. I don't have a lot of time to devote to play the campaign, but it does kind of help me get as you were saying, like just kind of get the moves down and get some of the story structure, which is fun. What about you, Big Poppy? What's going on with you this week?
Nothing much. Just kind of been just doing the same old stuff. I just feel really good today. Good day to be alive. Why not?
Oh God, it's been a crazy week, man. It's a crazy weekend. Definitely hasn't stopped moving. I haven't stopped moving since Friday night. Took the little llama to a football game, to the Westwood Fort Pierce Central football game. That was fun. Then I think he had a overnight lock-in at a church. Picked him up early morning. Then I slept till like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, man. Saturday.
We all did.
I mean, it was like hibernation city, man. And then it's just been crazy. Then we went to go see Black Adam. Went down south. We went out to eat. We didn't get home till like midnight. So today has just been kind of like just recovery for everybody, for sure.
That's what Sundays are for, man.
I know, man. I know. And I wanted to get on, but I got to, you prep for the week. You prep for everything, and laundry and all kinds of shit. The normal stuff. All right, let's talk about a couple things. First thing I want to mention is, I was I'm not really promoting the merch too much. Like I'm doing it, on and off on the channel, in the videos. But I think the channel has a store feature, so I've activated that store feature. So I'll mention it in the videos if you'd like, Big Llama merch. And then I saw that somebody purchased some, and I was like, damn, that's pretty cool, right? Like I'm like, I got excited. I was like, ooh, this is neat. Come to find out, it was Hercules. It was, Chat Mom and Hercules bought a couple items, and I saw the pictures today, and I posted them. But thank you, Chat Mom and Hercules, for supporting the merch store. I gotta imagine it's like a cool feeling to see like your design, because that's Hercules' design. Like he put that together for us.
Yeah.
And so it's got to be cool to see it on a shirt and to actually wear the merch and so thank you, Hercules, again for the design. But I hope you liked it on the shirt, man. Did you guys order a hoodie as well? I got to ask that because it said somebody ordered a shirt and a hoodie. Not sure if it was him. And then Jay Birdie, I remember a couple of episodes ago, I promised him a shirt. And so I ordered his shirt just the other day. And I ordered myself another hoodie. So we'll be rocking hoodies because it's hoodie season. It's just getting cold out.
Get ready. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. Well, tonight.
Oh, for you?
Yeah, so sad.
Damn, that's got to be nice, man. We're sitting in 80,
We're
85
supposed to
degrees.
break 75 tomorrow.
I'd rather that than snow, dude.
I haven't seen snow. I want to see snow.
Yeah, so he's never seen snow. I've never seen snow ever in my life, so it would be interesting to get that experience. Hercules has a good comment there. He says, it's honestly a weird feeling seeing my designs on actual clothing and wearing. The shirt and hoodie are comfy as fuck. Yeah, I like my shirt. I mean, I really do. It's really comfortable. I got it in white. I got it in black. Only reason I don't wear it in white on the show is because it just doesn't look right with the lighting. So, but no, man. So thank you, Hercules, and thank you, Chat Mom, for purchasing that. I don't know if Birdie's on the chat or not, but Birdie, when you get yours, man, I want to see some pictures with you rocking it, and then I'll start wearing my hoodie as well. So, Llama merch is out there, guys. Go get that stuff. Go get that shit. So this week on the show, it's been a slow content week, and I'll explain why. I did my reaction to the movie called The Thing. It's a 1982 movie. Really good movie, really interesting movie. I just kind of ran out of time. I had a couple of issues with my computer where like each day I'd go sit down to record it, and then it would be like slow or like laggy, or like when the video just wouldn't sync up with the voice. And for 2 days I like fumbled with it. Then I finally just recorded it, and then editing. So I'm about 80% done. Hopefully I get it out tomorrow night if I can. If not, Tuesday for sure. But The Thing is on its way. It's it won the poll on the channel, so excited about that. And then the Beacon Rewind podcast took just a week off. We're gathering some new podcasts. Big Poppy and myself are going to be doing Ready Player One, so we're excited about that one. And I'm gathering the troops for The Godfather. So that one's going to be a multi, more than just me and one other person. A couple of folks on there talking about The Godfather. Really excited to do that one. And then the big one for me is Scarface. I'm just trying to gather some folks to do Scarface. So that's what's upcoming. Ready Player One, The Godfather, and Scarface on our Beacon Rewind podcast. So excited about that, man. A lot of shit going on. A lot of recordings to happen for sure. But I'm excited, man. I really am. So let's see. Hercules says he absolutely loves the shirt. Hercules says he loves snow. I don't know how to have to work on the snow days. Yeah, no, Florida. It was cold this week in the middle of the week, and I wore like a sweatshirt to work, and I was complaining the whole time. It was like it should be a snow day today. It's too cold for Florida. I was a little bitch, but
yeah, it wasn't even that bad.
It wasn't that bad. But I honestly don't know how to deal with cold weather. I really don't.
then
I don't
you're
know
not gonna
how you
like
do it,
snow,
AD.
bro. You're not gonna like it. I don't like it personally. I don't like that. It just feels like I don't want to drive in it. I don't want to go anywhere. Like I don't want to be outside at all. So I
It's
just
like a
kind of
rainy
like
day, right?
worse than that. It's like
Well, yeah, but
it's
you know, you kind
terrible.
of
It's like I feel when it snows because like the good thing about here though, it'll snow and then the next day it'll melt, so it'll be all right. It doesn't like stick like in New York where it just like sticks all the whole winter. But you'll get like a week of snow here, and that's when it's terrible. It's like life feels. I understand why people get depressed in the winters. Let's just say that because life slows down very much. So you're like, what is going on? I've been stuck in the house for 5 days.
So it's really so it's a true thing that the depression hits, especially when the winter time in the snow and
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, because it's like gloomy, cold. I don't know. It's weird. Like the environment really does affect your mood.
for sure, man. I can't imagine being cooped up in the house and not being able to leave or want like for me, I don't think if I think I'm afraid to slip and fall. I'm afraid, to drive the car in the snow and have it slide. So I think I'd be a homebody for sure if it was snowing. But I've never seen snow, so I don't know what to expect. Our buddy Nate has a couple of comments there. He says he was freezing his nuts off when it was 70 degrees. He loves Florida and our heat. So, yeah, man, especially when it gets really cold, when you see those blue and purple, shades on the maps. That's when I'm like, oh, I love living in Florida. Although recently I did tell Mama Llama I would definitely potentially move to a cold weather climate. I just, I'd like to experience it, but I don't know if I could live there. I mean, we want to live in New York at some point, but I don't know. But Florida, I love the Florida weather for sure. All right. All right. So the big news this weekend is the Black Adam movie. Black Adam came out. We're going to do a somewhat spoiler-free review and analysis. One that I think you can also like appreciate, AD, because I think it's everything that we've talked about leading up to it. I think was pretty much true. I would say that much. Like what we thought it was. It just didn't. It's really weird. I'm gonna give you the perspective that I got from a not that I'm not comic book savvy, but like I don't know the lore as well as some people, and and I had comics, but I had like the mainstream comics. I didn't read too deep in the catalogs. But the one thing I felt right watching the movie was it was kind of like, and again, the perspective of somebody who's mainstream and watches these movies, I kind of felt like a lot of things were knockoffs, right? You ever seen like you have, I think you have Aquaman and Namor, right? Like you've got like DC and Marvel notoriously have gone back and forth with characters with similar characteristics, and then there's like the who had it first, like who was the guy who had this first. But because I'm mainstream and because I don't know like the history, it seemed like cheap knockoffs. Like I forgot the guy's name with the helmet.
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate, right? Similar powers as Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And it's like you're like looking at a Doctor Strange knockoff. There was Adam Smasher was like your Ant-Man, and he had an Ant-Man suit. But his face looked like Deadpool. Like he had the Deadpool mask. You had their version of Storm who controls wind. It like for the casual fan who doesn't know the lore, it seemed like a cheap knockoff, at least from the ancillary characters that were around the Rock. I don't know. I know what you think about that, AT.
I mean, like you said, it's a casual perspective because for me, I already know that going in. Like, I don't ever think about, oh, they have the same powers as whatever. Like, to me, it's how the character is portrayed more so than, what kind of powers they have. Like, I was hearing people talk about the Doctor Strange comparisons, the Deadpool. A lot of people, I think, are gonna think that's a Deadpool knockoff. But then you got to think too. This was 15 years in the making, so they were planning on using these characters a long time ago. It
Yeah.
just got held up, and Doctor Strange got a couple movies before they even got to drop it. So it's just timing on their part. But yeah, everything I heard about it, I was like, even today, I texted you. I was like, I don't know if I really care to see it. And then you were like, you should go. And then I looked at the time, and it was the next like available showing to like to watch it in time before the show. And I was like, yeah, I'm not leaving. I don't care about this movie at all. Like, I know what to expect. Like, I heard it's a lot of action, which it'd be cool to see, but I didn't hear anything compelling where I was like, oh yeah, I got to see this movie. Which I knew that going in. I think they're really working hard on the post credit scene and really trying to get that news out there. I also heard that. Well, I don't want to. I think that's kind of a spoiler. But the character that shows up was only signed a one like feature deal. It wasn't even a feature. It was just like a one appearance deal. So they don't even have the dude on contract for what they're planning on. So it's like DC still kind of going kind of to see. I feel like if this movie does well, they'll like pursue the next what they left the cliffhanger on. But I don't think they have a structured plan on how they're going to attack this yet, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, like okay, so look at the guy. I mean, you see this guy. He looks just like Deadpool, like his face, like the mask. It just changed the color, and he's Deadpool. But again, the traits of Ant-Man. But the one thing it did do really, really well, and I think it was fun to watch. Those action set pieces were really good. And the death scenes I had texted you about. There's multiple deaths in this movie and like dismemberments. Like the Rock is ripping dudes' arms off and like completely laying waste to people. So that was fun and it was exciting to watch, but it just wasn't. It just didn't have the full emotional story. They like in other DC projects, it's just trying to cram everything into this 2-hour extravaganza. And there's just no emotional weight to some of these characters. And that's what I think DC needs to understand is like, you're absolutely invested in characters and you're invested in what they're doing and their background. Like Dr. Fate, for example, great character played by Pierce Brosnan, but there was not much to him in terms of the backstory. And so I really didn't care too much about him, even though Pierce Brosnan, his performance, I was like, damn, this guy's good. I like where this is going. I just didn't have anything built up to say, why I love this guy. Right. It's just more like, And that's where
I think their mistake with using the JSA is kind of not ever introducing them early on, like even in cameos at all. And there's theories and like talk that James Gunn signed on to do like an untitled project, and there's talks that he might be doing like a JSA in like the 60s or 70s, like an old school JSA, like how the JSA formed, and like probably utilizing like older characters. I even heard that there was like tie-ins to like older JSA members with these guys. So I think for that purpose of like caring about these characters, you would have had to have that like property come out first, just so you would like get the weight. But also, I think they just needed to throw a team together so it shows like how strong the Black Adam is.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that he is a force and he's indestructible, and and yes, the JSA was effective at telling that story, but like for example, it's a missed opportunity for Adam Smasher. Like the guy who played him and like his comedic timing, he was great. He was a fun character and he was charismatic. You wanted to know more about that guy, but he was just there and he just kind of showed up like, hey, my uncle is this, and hey, I'm here. Like same thing with the girl. I don't even know her name, but Fake Storm. But she was a great character, but she just showed up. Like it was just like, boom, here is the JSA. Hawkman, shows up. No backstory, no nothing about who he was, just Hawkman.
And see, that's another thing. Another thing that stirred me away from going to see it today was that it was a 2-hour movie. And like hearing what you're saying is like, well, if a 2-hour movie to what, just build up Black Adam only, like, you know, like that's kind of not, especially with all these characters. And then like I know there's another bad guy. I think I heard there's like a third bad guy that they didn't really like promote. I forgot his name, but
Oh, for the movie?
yeah. That
Yeah,
kind of
there's-
like they teamed up and you know whatever, but
yeah.
they didn't even promote that. So I'm like a 2-hour movie with not that much character building for like these guys, a team that's fighting him, like kind of just doesn't interest me. You know, like I feel like it was too long of a movie. Like maybe an hour 45, hour 30 of just straight action would be a little more effective.
Yeah, I mean, Mama Llama had pretty good observation on it, which was the first act of the movie was slow. Like it was slow building. It was, about Black Adam's lore, and he's the 10th Adam or whatever. It's great, but it looked like the movie 300. Like that's what the first half of the movie was, and you're gonna a slow build on. Okay, where did he come from? Who was this kid? It's like a whole long 15-20 minute sequence about this one kid back in the day, and then it's The Rock, and then it just took way too long. And then there's this big reveal about who he is and how he got his power, and then you fast forward to today. It just there was like this whole Indiana Jones segment where these three characters are looking for this crown, and like there's this whole it was the whole first act was convoluted. Like it was just like, again, I had fun and I enjoyed the movie, but it's not perfect. And we had said it wasn't. I had said in my tweets, like, it's not a perfect movie at all. But again, like it took way too long in building up Black Adam, and then you just threw in the JSA, and it was like, but the action was there though. The action was absolutely there. When The Rock was on screen, man, just annihilating fools, it was awesome. So that they got right, but that doesn't keep people sort of coming to the movies. Like, I don't know. I mean, Big Poppy Angie, what do you? I mean, you had some thoughts on this when you were watching it. So what do you think?
I just thought when I came into it, not thinking that there'll be like a structured story to make it like look like just good on paper. Like they definitely did well, like really well with the action. That's just kind of what the movie. If you just want to see 2 hours of some superhero just doing his job, you can watch that movie. But like story wise, there wasn't anything crazy. Like there was like 3 characters who were like, okay, whatever. Like they have to be part of the story to like humanize the superhero or whatever. But other than that, it's like it was a fun movie to watch. But like story wise and everything, it just didn't bring anything. But I still enjoyed it enough. Would I see it again? No, probably not. But it was still fun to watch.
Yeah, there's fun sequences that if you that are rewatchable, but the whole movie in general, it's kind of a one and done. I would equate that to like Batman versus Superman. Like that for me was a one and done. I watched it one time and I was like, okay, this makes sense.
There's a couple of scenes where you'll probably like look it up on YouTube and be like, oh, this part was cool. But like you wouldn't watch the whole movie again. Like you would just kind of look for those parts. They just kind of made like highlight parts of the movie to make it look good.
Is it actually doing good in the box office?
I don't know.
I keep seeing ads for it, but they're like, it's the best superhero movie.
Yeah, but that's because it's The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Poppy, see if you can find the box office current for it, because I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, I'm sure it had a big weekend, but even when we went to like downtown. We went to the big city, and the theater wasn't packed for like an event movie that comes out on the weekend. Like we've gone to, like when we went to go see Top Gun, the same theater, the thing was packed, wall to wall. And this one, like, there's, it looked like an average weekend movie. Like it didn't have that significance for sure. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure IGN gave it like 5 out of 10.
Yeah, they give it a 5. I mean, it doesn't really deserve a 5. Yeah, I'd give it like a 6. It was fun to watch. It would have sucked if the action wasn't good. The one thing I will say that they did very good with was the kind of the how they portrayed his power with speed and his just overall he looked really good, and they used a lot of slow motion, which you would think would get old quickly, but considering his natural power, it fits him. He's not he's literally a god, so in reality, if he would to go in front of you in 0.2 seconds, you wouldn't be able to see him. So it's nice that they, kind of made it so that you're still able to see how big, how crazy his power is, at the same time of making it look good and not making it look just janky and quick.
Yeah, it definitely would look like Zack Snyder's work. Like there was a lot of Zack Snyder influence.
Yeah,
with the slow motion lightning and the but it was more effective because it highlighted the actual fight sequence. It was part of how he views the fight. So it was fun. That was actually pretty good and pretty fun. And it wasn't so heavy-handed where the stakes are so high. It was, you knew nothing was going to happen to The Rock. But again, very formulaic in stealing some of the same stuff that Zack Snyder had. And again, just too much story and not enough buildup. If you had teased this over the course of a couple of movies, you would be excited to see the JSA. You'd be happy to see these guys come back. And then it would make sense why they would be formed together to come against Black Adam because he's the new threat. And then you had, what's her name? Amanda Waller back as always. They're Nick Fury. She makes her appearance, and this is getting old too. She makes the appearance at the beginning of the movie, helps with the exposition, makes an appearance at the end of the movie, helps to close out the story. But there is nothing else for her. That actress is wasted in these movies, by the way. Like she is an amazing actress, and if you put her in scenes and counter her with different people, you would get a way better movie for a lot of the action stuff. But she's a hologram. She's a TV screen and a hologram. That's a waste of her talent for sure. And she says the same shit every time.
Kill this guy. I'm making a team. Kill this guy. You didn't do it. I'm upset with you. I'm gonna grab another team to do it again.
Exactly. I can call in a favor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not spoiling. I think we talked about the post credit. Do you care, AD, if we talk about this post credit?
No, I don't.
The post credit was good. No, I thought it was good. I thought it was good because I did want to see Henry Cavill back in the role, and so and The Rock teased it already. It's already on the internet, so I'm not spoiling them. The movie itself is not. There's not a twist in the movie. There's not a twist. So guys, if I mention something in the movie, it's pretty much what you think. There is one twist, but it's not even a big deal. It's not oh shit that makes the movie different. It doesn't matter. But the post credit already was teased out. It's Superman. Superman's at the end of this movie for a whole 10 seconds. He did come out to John Williams' score, which was good. He had the curly Q in the front, and his suit was a lighter tone. Perfect, cool. Because that sets up for me what I wanted to see. But other than that, that's it. That's all I could say on it.
I read that the producer got angry over that. He was super mad that somebody just exposed it, and then he was just like, "Well, why did we do this?"
Yeah,
but that was the only reason.
I mean, it was out.
The movie.
I watched the post credit scene Monday or something on YouTube.
Yeah,
It was out.
Yeah, they've been showing it the whole time. It was already confirmed, and I mean, but it's almost like No Way Home, right? It was, we knew what it might be, we just didn't know to what extent, right? That's different. How much screen time, and I thought, but This one, I think, pretty much we knew it was a post credit. Like it was going to be a post credit. It was going to be something very quick. It was not part of the whole main movie.
Yeah, we called that weeks ago. But
That's
I
right.
mean, to me, it just sounds mid. It all sounds mid.
It's an average movie. It's like a Fast and Furious movie, the later ones.
Hmm.
The later ones. When The Rock started showing up, that's what it is. It's a Hobbs and Shaw DC movie. That's it.
There you go. But we called it, man. We did say it was going to be. Or we did say it just didn't look. It didn't look good.
Yeah.
From
I don't even know.
perspective.
Like a part of me wants to see it in theaters, but then again, a part of me doesn't care if I ever watch it, and that's kind of sad. Like I love superhero movies. I'm like I was really struggling. I was like, should I? It was like, it's 2 out. Nah, I'll just go play video games with the homies.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to watch. I really liked Dr. Fate was a really good character. I wish they put more into him or he got like a solo thing because the whole concept of his character is so cool. But they're just like, here's the old wise guy. Let's put him in on the team and see what he does. And they were like, it was just kind of wasted. He did do one cool thing, which I didn't think anybody I didn't even think about it when I walked in. But when that happened, me and Lucas were like freaking out because we're like, oh my god, wait, like we remember that. So it's like they do their job. It does its thing.
Yeah, I found out. So the weekend gross.
What do you have on Vanity?
No, Box Office Mojo. Weekend gross Black Adam 67 million.
Yeah, that's what I have.
And I don't know. I don't know that that's that great for this movie.
Well, it depends how much they
Internationally,
spent.
it's 73.
What's that?
I said it depends how much they spent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know that that's good because it's got to have rewatchability, right? Like if you only made 67 in the first weekend and you get a drop off of about 40-50%, you're not hitting astronomical numbers. Like
It said the budget was 200.
Yeah, that's
200
terrible.
million. Shazam was only 90.
Yeah, but Shazam. But then again, you got to think bigger scale because it's The Rock. You know, like you have to like think like they're expecting box
numbers.
breaking numbers. Yeah, box office breaking numbers.
He's not like. I don't even know if he's like a popular. He is popular, but he's not a. I'm not saying he's a good actor. I really don't know. I feel like he's just kind of there. He's a good actor, but not a bad actor. He's just there for popularity.
So let me give you perspective then what that 67 million is. So the like a close opening weekend for 67 million. Again, I'm having a hard time finding Bruce Almighty, The Mummy Returns, the Day After Tomorrow, Twilight. Those are $70 million movies opening weekend.
Yeah, but those are pretty good movies, though.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Mummy Returns is good.
No, but what I'm saying is compared to the top 10 of the box office, like you've got Avengers making almost 400 million in its first run. No Way Home made 260 million opening weekend. Infinity War made 260. Like you've got a long way to even The Lion King, the remake adaptation, made 190 million in its opening weekend. Like this is going to be a bomb.
Yeah, but I mean, again, we called this weeks ago. Like the marketing wasn't there. I don't know. It was too little, too late on this movie.
Yeah, I know for sure. Top Gun Maverick made 126. Thor Ragnarok made 122. Like all these are big movies that he should have been comparing to, and 60 to 70 million opening weekend does not seem like fitting for a superhero tentpole movie. So, oh man, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting if it has legs. After a weekend like this, though, I would tell you, and I would anticipate that there's a natural drop off. It's a somewhere between, I think I read it was somewhere between 40 to 50%, something like that, that naturally happens from one weekend to the next. If it's a decent movie, if it drops off more than that 40, 50%, 60, 70%, it's a bomb. Like it fucked up the first weekend. So if people are not talking about this movie and people aren't going back to the theater to go re-see it, this movie is not going to make the money back. And that's going to be another blow to DC. But we'll see. We'll see. The worldwide box office still hasn't come in for it. So that might be changing things a little bit. But I don't know. It's exactly what we called it, man. It's like it just doesn't have the appeal for the average fan to really want to go see it. Other than if you're a rock fan. So
the Scorpion King made $12 million opening.
Oh shit.
Opening day. So just throw that out there.
Scorpion King was a terrible movie, by the way. It fucking sucked.
Fantastic movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god. All right, so I mean, again, that's as much. I mean, I don't think we're spoiling the movie. I'm just saying that's as much as we could probably talk and say about this movie. It really just it had action pieces, and that's great. The story just wasn't there, and there just wasn't time like baked in to really care about these characters and what happens to them next. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll look at the box office next week. Like, would you watch? So you're not sure if you're even going to go see it at all?
No.
Not even at home.
Oh, like nothing about it seems. It sounds good. It sounds okay, but it's not something I'm rushing to see. Like if I'm bored one day, and I see it on whatever platform it's gonna be on, I scroll past it. Maybe I'll watch it. But I was really thinking, but like I really want movie theater popcorn, and this movie is not getting me there.
That's your goal, right? Movie theater popcorn.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hercules says the Rock fans are drooling right now, I'm sure, but it's kind of upsetting that DC can't get the rhythm right. Yeah, I mean, and I listen. I love the hype, right? I love people who hype up movies and that really want things to succeed. But there's guys that just overreacted to the Cavill scene, and they overreacted to how good the movie was. And again, I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was fun, but it didn't. I knew it was far from perfect, and I said that it wasn't like I was like, "This is the greatest movie that's ever been made." And that's what people are saying. Is like the people who support it are like, "DC is back," and I'm like, "No, you're back to the same old shit, which is bad storylines, not taking your time." I don't know. And then the Rotten Tomatoes thing is a whole nother controversy. I don't know if you saw that. The critics score is like 40-5 or 50. And then the audience score, because they are mad at the critics, is like 90. So I don't know. I don't know how to react to that. Like most of the time, critics sometimes are a little bit seen as the gatekeepers, and sometimes they will shit on a movie, but they're not wrong in their assessment. Like I've read some of the reviews, they're not wrong in what they're saying about the story.
But it's kind of weird because it's like I feel like you kind of have this like benchmark to every single. I think ever since like Marvel stepped up, your benchmark for like a superhero movie is like up there. So they do a good job at like giving a good story, but those are years of build up before they start at throwing people into different movies. Like we didn't get everybody together till the Avengers, and there was an individual story for the majority of them. The only person that didn't get it was Black Widow, right? I think. And
One thing to that point though, like I feel what Marvel did early on with like building it up is probably never going to be done again.
No. Like
ever. And not even by Marvel, and they're showing that now. Like there's holes in this Phase 4. Like Phase 5 might get better because I'm sure they learned a lot from Phase 4. But just the building up to these characters at this point, like one thing I've been hearing, we could probably talk about it, but there's gonna be a Silver Surfer solo, like basically like a Werewolf by Night, like 1 hour presentation. That's what they're calling it. There's gonna be that. There's gonna be a Nova. There's gonna be a Nova one that's gonna be like an hour. So I think that's like the next phase of like introducing these characters, especially on these platforms. Like, you're gonna get people to watch. We don't need to give them a freaking show to. Not every character needs a show, and not every character needs a movie. But we can do these 1 hour spin-offs of these solo characters, and then that's just setting them up in the world. They don't even have to interact with anybody, and then we can just bring them in later on. So it's like DC's trying to, to me, DC's in shambles in terms of like what their plan is, because you got the Robert Pattinson movie that did great. Like, even comparative, like, think about that. Like the Robert Pattinson Batman compared to this, the hype was way different. Way different. And people were kind of shitting on Robert Pattinson before the movie even came out. Like, I don't see him as Batman, blah, blah, blah. But that movie's
so good.
It was, yes, I agree. But I think like the build up to that movie was just like you wanted to see it. Like, that was a movie I'm going opening day to see. Like, you could feel when a movie's gonna flop. So it's like, why keep doing this? Why nobody cares about Henry Cavill, I don't think, as Superman right now. Like, it's too late. Like, you had your moment. Like, I'm sure people who were a fan of Man of Steel really want to see it, but like at this point it's too late for like to catch the big audience. You're gonna have to give them. So I honestly think you would have to recast Superman to get people interested in a Superman, thing. And they were even doing like, I think the black Superman, like with Michael B. Jordan as like a producer on it, and they supposedly they can that too, because now the Henry Cavill thing. But like I said earlier, since we talked about the post credit scene, but he only signed to do the cameo. He didn't sign like another movie deal or anything like that. So they're like, well, there's talks about like. So to me, they don't have a script. One, that's apparent. They don't have a script for another Superman movie. Now you're just trying to ride the hype of it. So that, and then even like the Black Adam 2 movie, like they're like, oh, producers are saying you can see a Black Adam 2 way sooner than you think. So it's like, either hopefully you guys been working on this the whole time and had this plan, or you're gonna rush it and it's just gonna bomb again. So it's like, where are we at? I think DC really needs to reevaluate, and I think obviously when the Flash movie, if we ever get that, can be a good starting point to like really start this thing over, and attack it in a different way.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think I think too much time has passed for Henry Cavill in the Superman movie. I'm a Superman fan, so that's why I got excited at the scene. And I would love a Man of Steel too, but I have to see what direction you're going in. But to your original point about the Batman and the lead up to that movie, it was way different. It was a way different experience. You did not want to miss that movie opening weekend, and the reviews and the people's reaction coming out of it was just astonished. And it was about it being its own type of movie, like a different take on the Dark Knight. So I think that's what was intriguing about it, and then it delivered. Like, you went and you watched it, and it was like, shit, this movie's great. Like, this is a great movie. Soundtrack, visuals, the story, the detective elements. You just loved it. You just loved the whole thing. But yeah, this movie did not have that, and so it suffers that fate. But we could transition to another movie that's coming out in less than a month. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. That has the hype built up for sure. And they're teasing things about Namor, and I know that they're putting out their TV spots, and the ticket sales are out there, and that to me is the event movie of this year, at least for me. Because I got my tickets. I'm going Thursday night, so this is the first one I'm going to actually check out the night it releases on an early screening, and so really, really excited. But damn, I am here's the great part. I don't know a lot about the story. I don't know a lot about Black Panther's story right now, other than I know T'Challa's obviously gone. There's succession, obviously, for the title of Black Panther. There's intrigue and mystery between, who is it? Shuri who dons the suit? Is it Okoye? Is it somebody else? Like, is it Lupita Nyong'o's character?
They
Like,
kind of already answered that
right.
in one
But
of the TV spots.
right. So there's more to there's such intrigue to the story, and the Namor is like a background, but I think that's going to be a great story. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on Black Panther, man?
I don't think Namor's the background at all. I think it's more. I think personally, I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff, and they're saying like there's going to be multiple Black Panthers, which I'm kind of hoping for, because then you kind of get like the who's really worthy of the Black Panther suit, and I think that's a good way to attack. With losing Chadwick Boseman, like I feel like that's a good way to attack it, because you'll almost let I almost feel like there's not going to be like a one Black Panther at the end of the movie if they go that route, and I think they're kind of going to let the crowd like dictate who they like more as the Black Panther, and I think that's how they'll attack it. I mean, there's even like there's leaks saying that there might be in like a post-credit scene 2 like new characters get introduced, so that's raising eyebrows as to like who it could be. Namor is considered, and I think they actually confirmed it, but he is going to be a mutant, so he's going to be known as a mutant through it. But like Namor in the comics is like the first mutant, I'm pretty sure, not first mutant, but like one of the earliest mutants. So I think there's that president. I don't know. I'm excited. I think the story's going to be crazy. I think it's going to move. I think this is definitely going to be the best Marvel property thing we've gotten in a long time, because we got Ryan Coogler at the helm. Like the story, the storytelling is going to be dope. The visuals is going to be dope, and if the action scenes match what we're seeing on these trailers, like I don't think this movie's going to miss at all.
Oh yeah. Well, the current box office projection based on the pre-sale numbers is that it's going to have a potential debut of $180 million.
That's insane.
Opening weekend. And I can just tell you because it's a weird story, but I won't go through the whole story. But we're going away for that weekend to spend some time with the family and whatnot. So where I go to find a movie is different than I normally go. But I had to find and check out like several different theaters in different areas. All of them sold out. If not 80 to 90% of the seats were taken. The only things left was a front row, a back row, and even then is 1 or 2 seats in every single theater that I was started to like sort of check. So the movie itself, from a pre-sale perspective, the shows are pretty much almost booked solid in most of the major markets. So again, this is going to be a huge event. I'm glad I found some tickets. They're not in the greatest seats, but my neck will be looking like this for a while. I'm sitting pretty close to the screen, but I couldn't miss it. Even this weekend we're out and we're with the family, and I'm like, nah, we got to watch this movie. Like that's like a appointment movie watching for sure. So there's some comments though, I think, here from Hercules. He's been chatting up. He says he thinks Namor is going to be the start of something bigger, honestly. And then he talks about bringing mutants into the best way to incorporate X-Men for a new wave of Marvel. Yeah, I think Marvel is banking on the X-Men and the Fantastic Four to usher in the lack of Avenger, as I would say. I don't know. You think that's accurate or?
No, I mean, let's throw Avengers. It's just going to be a different team, but it's not going to be like the ones we know. But the X-Men thing, again, it's like, how long until we get an X-Men movie? How long until we get the Fantastic Four movie? It's like, I don't know. Not saying they're running out of steam, but it's like they could fumble it in between then, So I'm just trying to see how they incorporate it throughout, and then we go from there. Like I'm at this point, especially with like Phase 4, like you gotta take them by whatever you're watching at that time. Just hold it to that, and then like see what they're gonna do. Because it's not, again, we're never gonna see them build another Avengers team up. You know what I mean? Like they might sprinkle, like even with the Secret Wars thing, it's like there's gonna be whatever it is. Like I think in the comic book, Doctor Doom like is the one that transports everybody that's another thing. They're saying Doctor Doom might be somewhere in this movie, and I think that could be like one of me personally. I think that'd be one of the post credit scenes, like Doctor Doom showing up.
Yeah.
So if they do that, then it wouldn't be like they need to build up to like Secret Wars more so than like building up Doctor Doom as like that threat, and then him just like transporting whoever they want. At that point, I heard Robert Downey Jr. is like in talks of coming back for Secret Wars. Like they're just gonna throw everybody there. It's not really gonna be like a buildup of like who's gonna be here for the Secret Wars. It's like everybody's gonna show up at least once.
Okay. Then that's another event movie where you just go, okay, you're gonna give me all the characters back. You give me this. You're gonna give me. I mean, I'm there. I'm sold. But that's that's sometimes you need that. You need one of those, like, I wouldn't say they call them a throwaway movie, but like I would just say you just need that movie where it's like all hell goes crazy, everything goes crazy, and they give you every cameo and everything. Those are fun. Those are a lot of fun. Sometimes the stories aren't that great for movies like that, but Secret Wars, though, I think they're building it up to be something pretty good. So yeah, no, Black Panther is going to be an interesting movie for sure. It's going to have the box office debut. It's going to be an interesting story. I have faith in obviously Ryan Coogler and his vision, and the actors in it. Like again, if the trailers are any indication, now I've been sold by trailers before, but if the trailers are any indication about what this movie is going to be, I'm excited and I can't wait to watch. I just hope it lives up to the hype, and that's the problem, is that it's got to live up to that hype. It's got a lot to live up to. It's, again, people are coming out in droves to see this movie. It's one of those things where like you go in, you go, it's got to be good. It better be good.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be bad at all. I don't think there's any way it's going to be bad. Honestly, like that's the thing. When movies don't get this hype if they're bad. Trailers don't get, like, if it's a bad movie's trailer doesn't get people excited really. Like when you really think about, especially to this magnitude, like everything about this movie seems like it's gonna be good, unless they somehow fumble it like crazy and like everybody hates the new Black Panther choice, or you know what I mean? Like unless they do something so outlandish, I think it's gonna hit that number, maybe even more. Like if that movie's that good, and like you said, if you're looking at tickets and they're already packed, like people are gonna watch it more than once in the weekend.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's one of those movies that if it's that good, you're gonna go back to different viewings and different premium. Like, so again, the opening weekend is hard to get those premium seats to those nice theaters, and so it's one of those, if you really liked it the first weekend, the next weekend you'll probably go see it in IMAX, or you go, if you saw it in a big screen, you go see it in 3D or something like that. There's a lot of 3D showings for it, so but I don't think that they're selling, this is a 3D movie. I think premium format seeing is just something that just to sell more tickets for sure. But no, I'm excited, man. We're going to go see it at Regal. This is my first time at not at a Regal, but at a Regal RPX theater. I don't know what that is. When I read from it, it's equivalent to like AMC's like Dolby theaters, which is pretty damn good. So I said, all right, I'll check it out. Spend all that damn, and I'm bringing my nephews with us. So so it's like two families are going to go out, and I got the tickets for them and everything. So what's funny is, like, that shit's expensive, man. I spent $100+ on all those tickets, and they're talking about, hey, how much we owe you. I was like, you know what? Just buy the popcorn and sodas, because that shit's expensive too. It's like $18 for a large popcorn and a soda. So
It's worth it.
And that's weird. The one weird thing is like the different, and I know what it is. Obviously, it's economics, but like if I watch it just north of here, like an hour north of here, like a rural Melbourne, it's like $10 to $12 a ticket. If I'm watching this one in Orlando, so that ticket is $18 to $22 a ticket. And so multiply that out by times 7, and you got quite a hefty price tag for just a night at the movies. But shit, me, man, I love going to the movies. I love taking people to the movies. One thing I'm gonna do when you get down here is we are definitely going to rent out a theater and do a a blackout movie reaction.
That would be
Yeah,
sick,
no.
actually.
I mean, honestly, it's I mean, if you really think about it, it's only like $100, $100 or $125 to rent out a theater for a movie, and you basically can pick any movie you kind of want to watch. Or if it's something that's currently in theaters, it's like $200. But shit, you can pick any movie and go, get just a bunch of friends and go to the movies for the same price of what you would probably spend on that week anyway.
Yeah.
So when you come down, we got to make that plan, because I'd like to just get a bunch of guys together.
We would have to
hey,
figure out how we can make content while we're in it.
That's simple. That's easy.
Maybe, because
You
it
can put
depends
two
how many.
cameras in front of you guys, and then I'll hold the camera off to the side and just be like, "Oh, look at that!" Oh.
Also, the audio, that would be my only thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen people do the reactions from the private screening, so it can be done. It's just it'll be a little bit more work to sync it up, but no, trust me, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun to just go see an old movie with some friends and just have a ball, man. Just like have a blast, and so we're gonna do that. We're gonna definitely do that when you come down and we can get the guys together. We'll scrape our nickels together and we'll go.
For sure.
We'll go to the movies. Gabe says, "Forget the popcorn. Sneak some White Castle in with you."
White Castle.
That is a crazy.
That's a great idea.
Thing. That's
like so.
Get the popcorn, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You can sneak in candy, but not like a.
This guy wants to sneak in a burger.
Not a McDonald's order.
Yeah, like sneaking a bucket of chicken with you. Like nobody can smell that on your way in. Like
got a Big Mac in my back pocket.
I had such a guilty conscience about that. Like I sneak in candy all the time. Like it doesn't. I go to Walgreens and get it for $90. The 3 for $3. And I sneak it in. But man, I feel like they can see me or hear me, and it's usually Reese's Pieces. So when I walk, it's like, making that noise as I'm walking. I just realized that this is a 15 or 16-year-old kid. He don't care. He does not care.
I was gonna say, I doubt it.
They hardly check tickets anymore, unless it's like a really big theater. They hardly check the tickets anymore.
Didn't we go to a movie? We went. I forget what movie it was. The one in Melbourne, and they were just like, okay. Nobody checked us in. Yeah, we just walked right in, and it was IMAX. We could have walked in right to an IMAX movie.
Yeah, but that's a little different because, like, if you sit in somebody's seats, and then you're fucked. Like
it was empty. It was at like an awkward time. It was at like 2. Like nobody was there.
No, for sure. But like, I used to spend whole days in the theater, man. Like, I don't know if you did that, AD, as a youth, man. I mean, your youth wasn't too long ago, but
nah.
Back when the black and white movie Real Days. No, I'm just kidding. No, I honestly would go to the movies like at 10 o'clock movie, and I would watch like 3 or 4 movies. Like I would just sneak to theater. I didn't even know what I was watching sometimes. I would just sneak into the theater.
Nah, I've done so. Like my mom, Gabe's mom, they used to take us like in the summers, like to those movies. That'd be like half price with like the kid. It was like
yeah,
like for kids basically. And I remember like there was a couple times I think we saw like one extra movie, but I've never been there all day. I've snuck into other movies though, for sure. Like movies that if I didn't like the movie I was watching, I'll go to another one and be like, I'll just go watch something else.
Yeah. No, I literally would spend my days at the theater. And then my cousin used to work at a theater, but it was a 4 movie Cineplex. So it was only 4 movies in his theater. And he would be working the whole day, and my mom would drop me off. He'd let me in. I went and so this is how old it was. I saw Die Hard, the original Die Hard, like 50 times. The Hunt for Red October, and like I forgot what other movie was out around the same time. But I went and I watched those movies in the theater. I saw Eddie Murphy's Raw in the theater. In that, like, I saw a bunch of movies I wasn't supposed to watch, but I was with my cousin and he always let me in. So I walked out. He gave me popcorn, and I walked. I got into the theater. So. It was fun, man. That's why I love movies so much, man. Is I literally would spend entire days in the movies, just sit there and watch movies. and that was like the greatest experience for me as a kid. So fun times, man, fun times. But yeah, Hercules says White Castle for the Dubski. So White Castle. So Hercules and Gabe, you guys do that today? Do you guys sneak in like whole meals, like White Castle or
Just get a popcorn.
McDonald's?
Just get a popcorn and a candy and call it a day.
Yeah, it's tough to have a whole meal in a movie theater.
I can understand White Castle because they're small. You can fit maybe like one in each pocket, but still, that's max 4. That'll get you through the previews.
Well, there's some theaters you can order whole meals, like the more fancy
the nice
theaters
ones,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, but like I find it hard. I like if it's not like chicken fingers or something, I kind of feel like awkward, like fork and knife trying to eat while I'm watching the movie.
A whole pizza.
I've never been to one where they gave us like forks and knives, because I feel like that'd be hard to eat. Like, you know what I mean? Like with a knife and fork in the dark or whatever. But I definitely got like pizza.
Oh yeah,
Definitely order like the pizzas and stuff like that for sure.
yeah. There's one in Jupiter that I went to that's like really fancy like that has like alcohol and all this stuff that you order, and they bring it to you. They've got lobster rolls and all kinds of shit.
Damn.
But yeah, man, like eating it like while you're watching the movie is just tough, man.
I'm pretty sure I got like a burger once too. Now that I think about it.
Those are fun, man. It's fun if you're going there and you enjoy the movie. But Gabe says he has no shame. He'll walk in with a bloomin' onion. What's wrong with this guy?
That's bold. That's bold.
That is bold, man. That thing smells, bro.
That's a
Like,
distinct smell. Anybody knows that they know that the second they walk in.
You walk in with a bloomin' onion, your shit stink. It's like the cartoon.
Everybody turns around.
You got that trail of smoke of the smell just hitting everybody. Gabe says the theater snack just don't do it for me anymore, and not really big on popcorn. So popcorn is required, man. Popcorn is required.
It's essential.
I'm gonna get rich enough to own one movie theater popcorn machine in my house.
Oh,
Popcorn out all times.
All time.
I am. It's disgusting how much I love popcorn. It's disgusting.
Have you seen that butter? It's the straw method for butter.
No.
Some people like.
Oh yeah,
they put the straw in the middle of it, put the butter through it, and then lift it up so it gets butter everywhere.
I like that they've been giving me, or my theater at least gives you like cups right next to the butter. So I bring like 2 of those, and then when I get to the middle, I dump it in. And I get to the bottom, and then I have one for later.
And you buy the large popcorn?
Always by myself. There's never not a time I don't.
I'd
be like, maybe I'm not that hungry. You know what? I'm gonna eat it anyways. And I think now they're not doing the refills anymore. But I would always eat one whole thing like first 20 minutes of the movie. Like I'm literally just going, because I'll probably be high too. So I'm just like munching through the whole, like all the previews. I'm just munching. By the time the movie starts, I'm already done. And I'm like, I gotta freaking go get some more.
Well, we used to get that like you were talking about those half price movies, like for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So we would go with a bunch of it would be a bunch of the kids, right? Like our kids.
I remember that.
3 or 4 other families.
Fun.
And then we would go and buy the refillable popcorn. We'd get the big one, and every kid had like a little container.
No, my mom. Don't shout out to Mama Llama. She came out with a Tupperware was huge. If you were a mom, you had Tupperware. She had 4 Tupperware side. It was like literally all like mini like popcorn stuff. She had 4 of them, and she was like, "You get 2 refills per movie." She's like, "That's it," and you use those wisely. There's 16 kids in a row, all had Tupperware cups full of popcorn, and they're like, you get 2 refills each, and that was it. And then you rarely get, and then you bring like M&Ms for everybody. It was just like it was a system.
Yeah,
It-
my my mom didn't have Tupperware. She would give us napkins and then be like, "Here's some on your napkin." It's like, how am I?
Ask me if
I
you want
need
more.
more, dude. I need more.
Do you? Oh man! Don't ask me for more. This is what you get right here.
Oh man.
But
Nah,
so
I it got to a point though that I really love popcorn. So it got to a point where I was the one holding the bucket. Like, you guys got the napkins and I got the bucket, and they just let it slide. I don't know why they did it, but they also knew how much like my mom, dad, and my sister, they didn't like it as much as I did, so they just were like, all right, whatever, let the kid have it.
no, no. Those are the fun things you remember, right? Like about going to the movies.
Oh yeah.
We did that with the popcorn. We did that with the refillable drinks. Like
Mhm.
we took advantage of the system for sure.
Yeah, I've never seen multiple movies, but I've been to like that's the beautiful, like what I love. Like I'll remember a movie, I'm like, oh, I saw that in theaters. Like I've seen so many movies in theater. I'm a habitual going to the movie by myself kind of person. Like I'd rather go by myself, honestly, because then I don't have to share the popcorn. But those moments though, like in those summers, like I mean, Gabe was always there. Like we never really seen them like throughout. It would be like school or whatever. We'll go months without seeing them. But like the days that we would go there are some of my favorite memories because it was like all the cousins were together. We'll watch some movie. We probably already seen the movie, but it was like seeing it on theater, like in the theater with your cousin, and we're like laughing. We got candy, popcorn. Like those are always gonna be my favorite memories.
I wish they did that still. They stopped doing that at our movie theater. They had the summer movies for like, I think it was like once a week for like 2 days. They'd play like a different movie or something like that.
Yeah, and it was like $2 or something, or $3.
Yeah, it's like
a ticket or
$2. I remember we movie hopped. What was it? Men in Black 3 and Madagascar 3.
Oh yeah,
Like two random movies, and they were in the same theater, just one after another. We just sat there. The workers cleaned around us, and then we were like, "All right, we're ready." That's crazy.
Oh man,
let's see. We got some comments in here. Madison says, "Same for her." I guess they're talking about the theater snacks don't do it. Hercules says, "These kids love popcorn so much they blew a fuse in my house, making it midday." So I was recording a video.
Oh no, not the content.
Exactly.
Not the content.
Kids ruin the content for popcorn. Chat Mom says our kids are obsessed with popcorn. And then Gabe says, yeah, best memories with AD was going to the Mets games.
Oh yeah, the Mets games were crazy too.
Do you have popcorn at a game? Like at a
sometimes the Mets games were weird because my grandpa was the trainer for them. So like my grandma would get free any game she wanted to go. It would just be like whatever day. It'd be like we're going to the game. So I would be literally. I mean, that's what like drove my love for baseball. Because when I started, he was the St. Lucie Mets trainer. So like he would bring me to like in the summers. I would go with him every day to work, and then I would just go like either hit or throw against a fence or some shit. And then like he'll come and like teach me. Like this is like me not knowing. It was like my literal first year, and it was like I was learning there. And I would like talk to I would talk to everybody, like, oh, how do I do this, whatever. So like the Mets stadium for our family was kind of like our thing, especially when he was like the trainer for them. Yeah, especially when he was like the trainer for them, we would all go to the games. It would be like my grandma would just like leave us somewhere. We'd just be running the stadium amok. It was a great time.
Yeah, those were fun. And when we first moved here, I think we would go all the time. Like because we were like fascinated that there was a minor league park like near us. And then the tickets were so cheap, and they had all these nights where you can bring the family, like different.
It was always fun.
Yeah,
my favorite too was like the little league nights when like my
you get to walk on the field.
Yep, those were awesome.
Yeah, I mean that was to me like some of the best times with the kids. Was like the kids got to be walking the fields with these guys who stand next to them at their position, and they'd be on the field, and and it was just fun, man. It was just a lot of fun. And you're right, man. The kids would just run rampant, like up and down out in the berm.
That berm area.
You know how many times I freaking would just go throw just to see how fast I was throwing that day? I would throw all day, and I get to Met Stadium like today. This is it, right?
Today.
Let's see how hard I got today. Like, hey, what's up? They all knew. Everybody knew me because of my grandpa. Like even like what also helped me like getting good at the game was like the summer camps. Those were awesome because
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh
I
man,
love the summer camps.
playing
The
on the
week-long
actual
ones.
field, like we would have like the scrimmages on the field. I remember my first at bat, I hit it like close to the wall, and I was like, "Let's go!" I was like, "I'm definitely going to the league. I'm definitely
Yeah.
going."
No, man, see, those were great, man. Those are times that you don't forget, man. Like you just
Oh, yeah,
think
for real.
like time capsules, right? Like in your brain, they're in there. But man, I love watching, the kids play on the field. I would take days off, man. Like I would go, like if Angelo or Lucas had something going, like I would go and take the day off and just spend the whole day there. And I just love being around baseball and like, the players and the kids. And then, it was just such a fun time. So, and then
Yeah.
again, those nights, the dollar nights, getting the dollar hot dog and a beer.
Yeah.
Shit, that was there's nothing like that, man. Especially when I'm biking distance from my house. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. Gabe says early 2000s was what a time to be alive.
What a time.
I think everybody has their time to be alive, but like it's little things that like bring back those memories. It's like it's fun. That's why I love talking about stuff like this. Is like you reach back in that part of your brain that you forgot, those little moments that made you happy. So, and it's fun. It's fun to tap into those. So yeah, so Mets games, movies, all that stuff was fun, man. And
That
then
was dope about that area too, because it was like the Mets game. And then when they opened Super Play, like I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
when they first opened Super Play, I was like, bro, like everywhere in that area, like we would go out to eat. The movies were right there. We'd be at the games or whatever. I was always around that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
good
mean,
times, good times.
that's like perfect planning for like entertainment, right? Like
Yeah.
like for a kid, like you got an arcade there, you got a bowling alley, you got some batting cages, you got a
Parents
movie
got
got
theater
Duffy's. They
there.
could go sit at the bar
Yeah.
and just drink.
Right,
Get food
right.
there at Duffy's. I mean,
They had
Duffy's
the
undefeated.
friendlies right across the street
Oh
after.
yeah, friendlies.
That
Bro.
when that was there. I
And
still am like so confused on why they closed. I was so upset. It's a Denny's.
That
bro.
and then Bob
it's
Evans.
a Denny's. No, it's still there.
Is
Bob
Bob
Evans
Evans still there? No,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bob
it's still
Evans
back
is still
there.
there.
It's still
What?
back there.
I
Ain't
thought that
nobody
shit
go there,
closed.
but it's still there.
Yeah. Yo, I used
Ain't
to
nobody
love
touch
going to
that
Bob
spot, but it's
Evans. Oh,
That place
man.
is good.
Nah, but
Bob-
friendlies, I used to get the blue drinks, like the blue soda or whatever. Like
Yes.
come with the
the
cherry.
sharks in
Like,
it.
ooh, yes.
The sharks.
Fire. Good stuff.
Oh man, let's see. We got some comments in the chat. Let's see. Hercules says, "Miss the old days. I'm bringing jorts back." Who's missing?
I'm with you, brother. I got a pair. I know
You got a
Llama
pair?
got a pair.
A jorts,
Yeah, you do.
dude. I have not
I
worn
feel like you
jorts
do.
since 1995.
That's where you got that pair from.
It's still in
Listen,
there.
the pair I wore in 95 was definitely not even going to fit my arm. Oh God. Jorts. Bernie says Duffy's gives
to go best.
alcoholic bevs. Yeah. Hey, you want that beer to go? Sure. No problem.
I'll take it
Gabe,
again for sure.
Gabe says Dickie Jorts. I'm here for it.
Yeah, Dickie George is crazy. Remember, I remember the Dickie's face. I had every color. I had them in white, green, red, whatever color my shoes were. I had a Dickies to match, bro.
That,
It was
and they're work
disgusting.
pants, right?
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Insane.
And baby blue, it was crazy.
Why Dickies made those colors? I could just beyond me. But yeah,
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's almost like Scrubs. Like, why do they have so many different colors? It's like, originality, especially like in the work. Like, they were honestly comfortable work pants. I was going to school in them. I don't know why I was wearing them, but
listen, I bought a pair of Dickies because I had an unfortunate pant ripping situation at work. So I went to like Walmart, bought a pair of Dickies, and them shits were uncomfortable. But I had to get through the day, and I haven't worn them since. I haven't seen anything. Maybe I'll convert them to jorts. Let's see. Gabe says Duffy wings are actually a low key fire. Okay. And then Hercules says plain white tees, Dickies, and New Balances.
oh god, or Cortez's.
I'd wear that outfit right now.
I think you do wear that outfit.
I don't wear the white tee. I'd mess in
You gotta
some
get the gas
balances.
station. Shout out Barry. You gotta get the gas station white tees when you go out. Right before you go out, you get the fresh pack.
For sure.
Every
You
day I
gotta
hung
get
out with
those.
Bird, he went and got one. It's like, this guy's a genius.
How much are those shirts? They're like what, $8? $5?
I don't know, dude. We're
I'd
rich.
buy like $5.
It's blackout. Get the gas station tea. I was like, yo, they got black ones? He said, yes. Whatever you need, they got.
Well, we got the tank tops from there. That's where we get all our tank tops.
He said $6.99.
He knew it. He knew it off the top.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. Every day we went out, he went and bought. Right before we went out, it was a pack of teas and a pack of cigs, and then we were out.
And he just put it on.
Yo, I swear, fresh tea though. He had the freshest tea every time. Crazy.
Hey man, that's the way to do it, man.
Oh man,
$6.99 gas station.
in Bird
teas.
we trust.
That's right. I mean, if Birdie does it, you
Yeah,
got to
you know
do
what I'm
it.
saying?
Man. He's a
Swaggy.
trendsetter for sure. They got any shirt you need as long as it's black or white.
Yo, he means cuts. They got the V-neck.
Yep.
They got
Yep.
they got collar shirts just in case.
So like it, but you got to go to the hood stores, man. You can't be going to.
obviously. We're not talking.
Yeah,
about,
you-
come on, dude.
You,
We're not talking.
you can't
come
go to the one off of the 95
on.
exit.
You can't go to
on
7-Eleven. I think you're getting a nice crisp tea.
No,
Not gonna
no,
Cumberland. No Cumberland Farms.
no.
You gotta
Cum-
go somewhere
Cumberland
you
Farm.
might get
No
shot.
Cumberland.
Yeah, exactly. Well, somewhere you got to go in and out. Like you can't be inspecting the tea. You just got to grab the tea, put it down, pay, and walk your ass out quickly. Move quickly.
Nah, we
There's a
got
guy-
Levant. We got Levant.
You guys hang out?
Yeah, we hang
enjoy it? If I'm with Birdie, I'll hang out. That's what I'll do. That's my security right there.
That's everybody's security.
I'm telling you, man. When we so when we go to Comic-Con or we go to one of these cons, we're gonna have Birdie wear a security shirt, and he's just gonna push people out of the way.
It's gonna say
That's all we-
security and then the bird on the other
Exactly.
side.
Yeah, bird.
The bird security.
Oh shit! Here we go. Gabe says that's a big ass T. And Birdie says the chevron with 12 pumps, but only 4 of those pumps work. That's how you know. This says I got to come out with you guys in December.
You have
Where-
to.
So what's going on in December? You guys coming down? Everyone's coming down.
I'm coming down. Everybody lives there, dude. You guys just don't hang out with each other. So I'm
I
gonna
try-
bring us together, you know.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna force
Nah, but
everybody
I'll
to
be
hang
down
out.
for like a week in December because my sister's fiance is he's graduating, so I figured it's a good time to come down, see the family, you know, see my friends, go get some bevs. Probably,
All right, perfect.
Probably get into some shenanigans. That's the only thing I'm worried about Llama hanging out with us is there's always listen, when Blackout walks into the room for some reason, everybody they notice us, you know, the shenanigans happens every time. So I'm like, we gotta keep Llama protected.
I'll just be in the corner hiding.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just know people get beat up just for being affiliated with someone we don't like.
We've threatened girls' boyfriends every time we've gone out. Your boyfriend's gonna get beat up. It's like, what? I thought about that the next day because I was in Tampa and it was just me and Hen Dog. And that was like my first reaction. I was like, the dude next to her is gonna get punched in the face because she took Hen Dog's seat. I was like, yo, my friend's sitting there. And then she wanted to give me attitude. I was like, you know, I will punch your friend in the face. And he's like, bro, I don't even know what's going on.
Guys,
listen, man. I don't know if you even know this girl, but you're gonna get hit because of her.
It's coming. It's coming for you.
Yeah, it's a debacle.
Let's see. Gabe says I'm going to blackout.
Gabe got to shut up. He goes out with us, has one drink, and leaves every time. Never even made it with us to the Denny's. That's another thing. The Denny's trip is crazy.
Oh, okay. So if the night ends at Denny's, I know what kind
It's
of
a
night
good
that
night.
is.
It's a good
That's
night.
it. Hercules says we discussed that Jersey will be an off-site headquarters for blackout. It'll be called the Pit. Gabe says I'm literally going to drink until I pass out or barf, whichever one comes first. Birdie says the female chest bumps must be exposed. Okay, that was
That
one
was
time.
one time.
One time.
You only tried it one time. Batting 1,000.
You bringing up old shit is what he's saying. Oh man. All right, so listen. So in December, it's going to be a fun time. I think we definitely have to vlog those exploits, unless we don't want people to know
We should vlog.
Because that'll be a fun video to piece together for sure. All right, I think that's good. I think that's the show, guys. It's been a fun night. Are you going to be streaming after this, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
At some point. At some point.
At some point, not right away.
No, I might go get food because I started stream. I went to 7-Eleven and I got like 2 taquitos and I was like, this will hold me over until after the Llama show. So I'm starving right now.
Wait, you eat taquitos from 7-Eleven?
I used to work at 7-Eleven, dude. They go fire, and I get them freshly made because I know the people there. Like, we're friends.
Your body is trained to withhold that power.
Taco and cheese, my boy. Drop them. There's gonna be 15 minutes. I'll be in my car smoking.
you got a whole system.
There's a system. You call it early. I'm coming.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Set me up.
Some of the text, ready. 5 minutes out.
Yeah, I eat a taquito from 7-Eleven and I'm down for the count. I'm sure of it.
No, those things go crazy.
Oh man, Birdie says chili cheese dogs at 7-Eleven are fire.
Oh no, that's disgusting. That's so gross. That watered down chili cheese. Ugh.
Listen. Since Birdie mentioned the chili cheese dog, let me tell you what I used to do. In between football practices, right? We either hit 2 places. We either go to Checkers and get Checkers Champ Burgers that used to be 99 cents, equivalent to the quarter pounder with cheese, or we go to 7-Eleven. And what we would do is we take advantage of the fact that you can, if you have the open box, right, for the chili cheese dog, you can fill one side up full of chili and cheese. So we would fill it full of chili and cheese, eat that bitch with a spoon, and then just have the hot dog on the side. And let's just say,
why don't you just buy chips?
Yeah.
Dip them.
No, we eat everything. We ate everything with it.
Yes.
But trust me when I tell you that afternoon practice was just not fun. It was just not fun for us. It wasn't fun for the guy behind us. It wasn't fun for anybody. Oh, let's see. Gabe says Big Mac with McChicken patties. You're welcome. Step up your Mickey D's game.
He just found that out. He keeps telling everybody. He really wants to stop trying to make the Big Macs with the chicken happen, dude.
Just let them be by themselves.
You know what goes crazy though? They got the spicy McChicken biscuits for breakfast.
Oh yeah,
those go.
Mm-hmm.
And they messed up my order one day and put cheese on them on accident. And I was like, I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
Living a lie.
My life has been a lie. I used to work at McDonald's and we made the Big Macs with the quarter pounder meat. Holy shit.
I got a job at McDonald's and then they never called me back. I was like, I guess I'm not working at McDonald's. They literally gave me the packet. It was like, we'll give you the schedule and just never called me back.
I worked at McDonald's, right? And if people don't know, they're owned by private, owners. I got fired from the one McDonald's that was literally down the street, and I went to work at the next one, but they were by the same owner. and the manager didn't realize I worked just down the street, and she brought me on board. And then, like, after she was doing my paperwork, she's like, wait, you work for Sal? That's the guy's name. You worked for Sal before? I go, I don't know who Sal is.
I never met that guy.
I don't know who this guy is. And sure enough, I kept the job and I stayed there for a while. But that was my high school jobs, man. I had jobs everywhere, man, for sure. Been working since I was like 14, man. Shit sucks.
Yeah, I like what Bird said there.
Yeah, certain plants get put into my body that makes 7-Eleven food A1. Hey, that's okay.
You know it's stinky when after you're done, you're like, I could go get like anything from 7-Eleven right now, and it's gonna go hard.
No, man. There's nothing.
I
There's
spend
nothing like.
I spend so much money at 7-Eleven. It's crazy. I go to 7-Eleven every day. Like literally every day I stop in there. I don't need gas every day, but I stop in there every day.
So are you a Slurpee guy?
No.
What?
You just
When I was
the
younger.
food?
No, I'll get like whatever I need. Gatorade, blunt wraps, dip. I don't know. I'm always need something every day.
You're the lifeblood of 7-Eleven.
Oh
That's
god,
what you
yeah,
do.
but that's
Keeping them
like
alive.
working at gas stations because like growing up, like my parents owned the gas station, and then so like naturally I would just go work at gas stations when I was in high school, and like you see the same people every day. Like everybody has that store they go to every day. You're like, yo, weren't you here this morning? Yeah, but I forgot this.
I'll come back.
Yeah.
There was a convenience store right across where I used to live in Hollywood. It was the same little Mexican dudes cashing their checks in there every day. They'd be in there cashing their checks, and this guy would be more than happy to cash those checks for a premium, of course. Let's see. Jay Birdie says that Denny's should get a Michelin star.
Yo, Danny's goes crazy. You ever had
Sure.
those mozzarella sticks?
Late night? Yeah,
Late
man.
night? Oh man.
Or the moon's over Miami late night.
Yo, I'm pretty sure that's what Bernie gets.
That's my meal. That's my
pretty sure that's what he
go-to.
gets. I get like the sampler with like the hash brown, the eggs. I always get
Yeah.
double bacon because I don't need sausage. You know what I'm saying?
now you're definitely hungry for the post-show.
Yeah, I'm hungry, yeah, for real.
This is Denny's should be sued for the quality of biscuits and gravy.
Yo, you could be like Hannah, order like a steak skillet at like 3 in the morning. It's like, why are you getting that,
Ain't
bro?
nobody gonna try.
And then complains about it the whole time. It's like, no shit, it sucks, bro. It's a Denny's skillet and you got steak.
Nobody's gonna try that.
Bro, get breakfast. He's like, I fucking hate breakfast. It's like, well, eat your steak then.
Let's see. Gabe says it's terrible, and then Bernie's got a great point here. Stop ordering weird shit at Denny's. If it doesn't come fried or between two pieces of bread, don't fucking get it. For sure, man. Like, don't be all fancy and you want the steak and eggs from Denny's that night.
Bro, I was like, what are you talking about? It's a skillet. Like, it came out hot. I'm like, bro, this is not Chili's.
yeah.
No, he really did complain about it, and then the next day, I'm pretty sure it made him sick because we went out to. And it could have been all the alcohol we had in the couple of days we were hanging out with each other. Me, Bird, and Hen are the worst three to hang out just by ourselves because we went to like the last day I was there, or no, it wasn't the last day, but like the last day we hung out, we just went to the jetty and just sat at like a restaurant and just drank punch bowls the whole time.
That's a night right there. That's a good day.
That was during
and a
the
good night.
day. We started at like 12 or 1.
That's
We
how you know
closed
you're
the
having
place
fun,
down.
man. Jeez. Yeah, no, listen, man. My days of closing down places are done. But like if I hang out with you guys one night, I could close someplace.
And
down
you know, it's bad when you order 2 different meals in the same restaurant. Like, I'm hungry again.
What's a server do at that point?
Oh no,
For you?
she loved us. I'm pretty sure she wanted to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she liked us.
You don't finish your thought there. Oh,
I'm
let's see.
celibate, brother. I can't finish that. Birdie can though.
Birdie closes the deal everywhere he goes.
Yeah, everywhere he goes.
That's the powers of the Birdman for sure.
Birdman's first man at the head of the army. We sent him in first.
That's it. He takes care and he
Bird,
he
open
lays the
it up.
groundwork.
We'll do the rest.
Make it happen, Birdie. Oh man. So Birdie, I know you're on now. So listen, the shirt's on the way. When the shirt gets there, I'll call you, man. We'll meet up somewhere.
We'll send a
We have
flock
some
signal,
drinks.
dude.
That's right. We'll send the bird signal up there. Oh man. Well, listen. It's been a fun night. I want to thank AD and Big Papi Angie as always for the Sunday night live stream. For everybody on the chat, thank you guys. Thank you everybody for joining us every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be on the lookout this week for the reaction to the movie The Thing. I have to figure out what my other reaction is going to be, and then The Be Kind Rewind podcast hopefully will return next week. And we've got Ready Player One on the slate, and we're starting to gather troops to talk about The Godfather. So that's going to be the next two that come out. So Birdie, Hercules, AD, whoever wants to come and talk about it, let us know, man. Let me know, and we'll set up some time for sure, because that's going to be a fun one. Maybe even a two-parter. Depends on how long we go on that podcast. But yeah, man, it's hard to talk about a classic like The Godfather without going into long, drawn-out dissertations about certain pieces of the material. So I'm excited for that. Any parting shots, AD or Big Poppy, before we close the show?
Nah, man. Be on the lookout for when Modern Warfare drops. We're gonna be back on the grind, hopefully. So I'm hoping to like really edit some clips and get my TikTok going, and like, I mean, it's a new game. Like, you don't play as much of a game unless like the first week. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna go crazy, and I know most of us are gonna try to do the camo grind and stuff. So that's gonna be a lot of content coming away. So be on the lookout, man.
For sure. I'll be playing as well. I'll be out here just in peripherals playing with you guys if you guys will allow me, and want to lose a little bit. So again, guys, thank you so much for joining the Big Llama Show. We appreciate you. Remember, join us next week, Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the Big Llama Show, where we talk about everything from movies to moons over Miami and drinking nights. That's how our show went tonight. Guys, thank you so much. I'm the Big Llama. He's AD. It's Big Poppy Angie. We'll see you guys next week, man. Peace out, everybody.
Later.